Let's get the analysis. Neil Robertson joins us, lecturer in marketing and tourism at the University of Salford, up there near Manchester. Neil, thank you very much for being with us. What are your thoughts on why this has happened?
Well, there are a number of contributing factors. Firstly, the manner in which people actually consume and buy the tourism product has changed over recent years when you think about the role of the internet versus the traditional high street provider. I also think that the green agenda, the notion of the carbon footprint, has had a big role to play. But I think of equal importance is the fact that Thomas Cook were operating in a market where there were fairly small profit margins. There were a lot of other competitors in the market, and also the notion of the travel product. What exact market were Thomas Cook in? And this has kind of created the perfect storm, which sadly has seen Thomas Cook go into liquidation overnight.
150,000 people who are stranded. What we really mean is they're going to have problems or a delay getting a flight back, and clearly that is an inconvenience. But there are 22,000 people worldwide who won't have jobs, and that's an even greater inconvenience, isn't it?
It is, and we forget that there are many people front of house, but there are also many people back of house that worked in the telecom side of Thomas Cook. Also, there are a multitude of spin-off industries that supply goods and services to Thomas Cook, certainly here in the Northwest in Manchester and throughout the UK. So it's a terrible, terrible day, and my thoughts are very much with the families, people overseas, people who've been employed by Thomas Cook, and those people who are overseas at the moment unable to get back to the UK. It's a very, very sad time.
I grew up where you're based, that area, the northwest of England. I know how Thomas Cook works there and how it's used. And I know the kind of people who will be stranded. I mean, they'll be struggling to get back to obviously to deal with family stuff, to deal with the things that they want to do. How difficult is it to get so many people back in one go? I mean, clearly I've read the headline about the biggest evacuation of people in peacetime.
Yeah, they were saying that they were using that figure, that it was, the repatriation of these people post the Second World War. So I think Cobra met this morning. It's the government emergency planning side of things. They will get people back, but clearly there's an inconvenience. There are people overseas who've got families and loved ones. There are people that may need to get back to work, and also those people who, I was chatting to somebody this morning who was going to get married and they were unable to get overseas. So it's a big problem. Now, should the government have stepped in? Well, there's two sides to every argument, but clearly history will only say.
Indeed. When you hear that the government was asked to bail it out and it didn't, it does raise a lot of questions, doesn't it? Neil Robertson, lecturer in marketing and tourism at the University of Salford. Thank you, sir, very much for your analysis. We'll keep across all developments on that story, and obviously we wish all those who are stranded the quickest possible, safest return that they can have, and good luck to those who will be struggling to find work in the days, weeks, months to come. We'll keep across all developments on this story.